In this video we are going to do the usual plumbing installation of a bathroom with two kinds of pipes, PEX and Multilayer. And we're going to do it on a drywall partition that has this type of metal profiles. To help you better understand the assembly, we have placed two profiles here. Behind there would wear a panel, and, once the installation is finished, we would cover the front with another panel, so that you can see the installation from the beginning. We have simulated here two 18mm 0.5/8 inches copper pipes that we have to cut to put bypass Ds to connect hot water and cold water. Then we'll pass the pipes through the metal studs to bring water to the supply lines of the different sanitary elements: the sink, the toilet and the shower. We've already cut one of the pipes. Let's go cut the other one so you can see how it is done with the angle grinder, and we're going to put a T. You've seen how we made the cut. These pipes in your house has water, then the first thing you need to do, before cutting them, is to empty the installation. How have we got the measure? Taking the T and measuring the inside of the piece between the position of the two pipes. This measure is what we move here. We release the clamps so that the pipe is a little loose and we can insert the T and close it with the compression piece it has. Before, we place the nuts and rings that do the compression. Now we can introduce the T. In our case, we orient it slightly outward so that we can avoid the tube next to it. We have already placed the two Ts that have a threaded outlet. In plumbing, those who have a threaded outlet have a treasure, because, from there, we can keep threading pieces with a key and complete the entire installation. Next, we will place the first piece of the multi-layer circuit. This is a piece that has a male adapter and, on the other side, the output is a compression fit to multi-layer or PEX pipe. As always, when we work with a threaded piece, we need to apply sealing tape. As you can see, we are going to do the whole multi-layer installation without using professional tool. Multi-layer pipes are installed in the same way as PEX pipes. The difference between them is that multi-layer pipes incorporate an aluminum sheet inside that makes them harder. You can get more information in our video, How to Install Multi-Layer or PEX Without Professional Tool, to appreciate in more detail what we are going to do here, because in this video we are not going to linger so much in connecting piece to piece. Once the branching is made at the beginning of our circuit, we can start installing. For this we will create a main branch with a 20mm or 3/4 pipe. This is the pipe that will take the water through the circuit. We have chosen to place the tube at this height for you to see it well in the video. But, very important, in your house, you have to take it over the roof or at least as close as possible, in the highest hole of the metal profile. In this way we avoid accidentally pricking a pipe when we have to drill. Let's install it. Tighten the tubes well so that the joints are always watertight. The first thing we need to do in the main tube is to put shut-off valves. The rules and logic state it, because it is the only way to shut the water supply. These are the valves. In addition to the connections, they have a plastic that protects the piece while we finish the installation. Once the installation is covered with the drywall panel, we replace the protectors with the corresponding knobs. We install a valve for cold water and another for hot water. Let's place them. Once the main installation is prepared, we need to know where the water connections that we need to the faucets are. To do this, we look at this blueprint where different sanitary devices appear, the distances between them and the heights at which the water connections are. We mark the shower outlet vertically over the tray and about 40 cm or 16 inches away from the wall because the tray is 80 cm or 32 inches. So, we mark it 40 cm. Then we mark the height of the shower at 115 cm, about 45 inches, which is a reasonable height. Next, let's put the toilet. The height of the connection has to do with the position of the soil stack and the characteristics of the toilet tank. There are toilet tanks that have the connection on top and others that have it on the bottom part. Take a close look at yours to calculate the height of the connection. We have determined a height of 50 centimeters, about 20 inches, and we're going to place it 110 centimeters away from the wall. Next is the fitting for the sink, which is 80 centimeters away from the mark of the toilet and at a height of 60 centimeters. Let's start by installing the connection of the toilet tank. It's a single outlet for cold water. To do this, we use these drop here elbow which on the top have a connection to connect the tube and, at the bottom, a normal outlet of half an inch. Next, we place the fittings for the shower. It is an installation that needs to be done with care to be able to hook the eccentric of the shower later. This type of installation, which is the one used in Europe, requires good alignment. Let me explain the trick to get it. Use a badge of this type. These plates have 2 points that connects directly with these covers on which we place the fittings. This is a surface-mounted fitting that is used especially for this type of installation. It already has the screw to place it just on the right spot, without the risk of error or deviation. Let's put the badge on. Always make sure that all the pieces are well leveled and at the appropriate distance. Now that we've put all the fittings, we're going to connect them from the main branches, hot water and cold water. We always have to do it maintaining the verticality so that when we install objects in walls we know where the pipes are going and we do not accidentally puncture them. Now we are going to work with half-inch pipes. As our main branch comes from 3/4 and we're going to output it to half-inch, we have to make a section change. We don't have any T3/4 to half, but we do have a T like this that reduces 3/4 to a half-threaded female. Then we can put a male from half and half fit. Don't worry if you find it a little complicated. When you see how it is done, you will understand it easily. We place this pipe in the vertical of the left connection, which is the intake of the hot water, looking for here with the superior tube that is the one of the hot water. To center the T-well, we use as an axis the point we have just marked and draw the point where we are going to give the first cut. Sometimes, when it comes to fitting these pieces, you may have some difficulty, especially if your installation is complex. We use pieces from this brand that have the advantage that can be extracted and then the installation can be done in reverse. When you can, another alternative is to use silicone lubricant that must always be suitable for food use. Now let's place the half press fit to male adapter. As it is a threaded piece and does not wear any gasket, we need to put a sealant tape to make it watertight. As you can see, we have placed the T with our branches to the sink and to the toilet. And now we get to the shower. We will also connect with pipe of 3/4, so that it has more flow, which is always more convenient. And, as we are already at the end of the circuit, we don't need to put a T, we're going to insert an elbow into each of the pipes. Let's see now how we do the joint with the surface mounted plates we've left ready. Do not tighten the bolts completely, otherwise you will not be able to insert the locking part underneath. While the job is still going on, we usually put these cap covers at the end of the installation, to indicate where the intakes are and to prevent plaster from entering when the drywall panels are placed. Now we put the caps. Once we've put the caps, we can say that the installation is almost ready, because we are missing something very important. We need to turn on the water supply to check that there are no leaks in the parts we have placed, and, if there is any leak, then you have to retighten to ensure waterproofing. We have put only one clamp. I'm going to put some more in the areas that can be a little loose, so that when the insulator that goes between these is applied, the pieces we have installed are not forced. However, I am not a big fan of putting many clamps because the pipe stays more blocked and, if someone punctures with a drill where they should not, things can go wrong. Well, you've seen how it's done. Remember something very important, as I told you at the beginning, the installation goes higher, almost next to the roof. We've put it here for you to see it more clearly. Thank you for your like and remember to subscribe and share this video with your DIY friends.